My guest today is Dr. Amzad Ayub Mirza, who joins us tonight from London, and he's a man who is in center of the entire Balochistan struggle, a torch bearer, you can say, and he is one of the most vocal names when it comes to the freedom struggle of Balochistan. Mirza Saab, thanks for joining.
You're welcome, Ji. Thank you for having me.
Okay. My first question to you, sir, today will be like what happened in 1948, 47 around. The seeds, the seeds of the entire problem were shown then by the British. What do you think when we stand at 2025? Is this the first real chance of an independent Balochistan?
You know, Balochistan is a classic example of how a nation was colonized to serve the interests of a greater master, which was Britain at the time.
Correct.
And Britain used Pakistan to occupy Balochistan on the 27th of March, 1948.
Correct.
Now, if we go 5 months prior to that invasion, there was another invasion that took place in the same region, which was on 22nd of October 1947 when Pakistan army attacked the state of Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
Now, people usually do not link them and try to understand the geopolitical importance of those two, maneuvers. They are linked. So today, most of the Kashmiris say, Dr. Saab, aap Balochistan ke piche pad gaye, Balochistan se hamara kya lena dena? And the Baloch say, Dr. Saab, aap Kashmir ka karte Balochistan mein kood pade hain.
Correct.
Oh, it's not about kood padna ya lena dena. We have been subjugated by the same. हमें एक ही छुरी से ज़बा किया गया और वो छुरी एक ही कसाई के हाथ में थी. We were slaughtered with the same knife by the same butcher, which was the British and the Pakistan army. And the reason was simple: to sabotage India, to make India non-functional country, so that they cannot have any land routes towards Afghanistan, Central Asia, or Iran. And the only way to block that was to get Balochistan integrated with Pakistan by force or by consent, but they never consented. They became an independent country even before India and Pakistan became independent. Few days prior to that, they had declared their independence. They had elections in December 1947. They had a parliament. They had a Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha of their own. They opened an embassy in Karachi and all that. So it was not that suddenly they were British colony, which they never were. Right. And then overnight they were shifted to Pakistan. It didn't happen like that. It was an independent country and it was invaded by Pakistan. So the reason, there were two reasons for the invasion of Balochistan. Number one was that British wanted to contain the Bolan Pass along with the Khyber Pass, which are the routes into Afghanistan. The other was that they knew that Pakistan cannot survive unless the natural resources of Balochistan are exploited. The gold, the gas, the petroleum products, and the other, natural and
natural resources, minerals.
So that is why Balochistan was incorporated by force into Pakistan, and this is the 5th war of independence the brave Baloch nation is fighting, and it has also the most intense fight. For instance, as we speak, already Manchkar city in Kalat has fallen to the Baloch rebels. They already captured it, and Pakistan army fled. Now that's another question: how many days or how prolonged this capture will remain? Or is it another tactics to capture a city, burn the post office, police station, and do all the checks and balances and then retreat back into the mountains? I don't know about that. But I have been saying that for the past 6 months or a year, I have been saying in my vlogs that the time is that you now come down from the mountains and capture small cities. Whether this capture is prolonged and becomes a permanent state of affairs, I cannot predict because I don't know what their strategy is. But the very fact that they have captured a city, not a village, a city, and in 3 hours, Pakistan army began to fled. There were no Pakistan army in the city. They fled the city. Proves my point that this is the most vulnerable time for Pakistan to hold Balochistan. It's become the weakest link in Pakistan's.
So you think that 2025 is the year, probably at the time for course correction, the historical course correction has come, sir?
Well, actually, my prediction was 2023, so it's already delayed by 2 years, because we were expecting that on the 22nd of October 2023, which is the anniversary of the capture or occupation of Pakistan in POJK. We were expecting that on that day, a rebellion will kick off for freedom, azadi, and all that. But it did not take off the way we wanted it to take off. So it was delayed. We have to rethink our strategy. आप करते हैं कि भी हम ये काम करेंगे, इतने हफ्तों में करेंगे. But then, you can't achieve that target. So you sit down, you don't give up. You just sit down and, you look at what was missing or what extra needs to be done. But, to achieve that target. So, वो पाकिस्तान ने target दे दिया है सबको अब खुद ही. यानी हर शख्स ये कह रहा है, everybody is asking India to attack and save us. यानी ये कभी आपने देखा दुनिया में? Have you ever heard of such a scenario where the country that is going to be invaded by a so-called enemy country, the people of the country that are facing the invasion are inviting that enemy country's army to come and attack us and help us to get rid of these generals and this state of affairs. This is a unique thing. Even the Bengalis did not, invite India in the beginning weeks of the independence struggle. Here it's the common people, like Punjabi, like Sindhi, Pashtun, Baloch, POJK, Gilgit-Baltistan. You can see videos India में TikTok ban है, TikTok भरा हुआ है. माँ बहन की गालियां दे के कह रहे हैं कि आओ जान छुड़ाओ हमारी इस rogue military से. And I keep telling my people, don't be scared, don't be afraid. Indian army is actually like a sevak, samaj sevak force. They are not going to come and slap you or kick you or shoot you or, put you in front of a cannon and blow you into pieces. This is a liberation army. They have always helped countries and communities to free themselves from the clutches of colonialism. Therefore, Pakistan should understand, the people of Pakistan should understand, Indian army is not interested in your land. If they were, they would not have given back 13,000 square kilometers of land that Indira Gandhi's army captured Pakistani land, West Pakistan. They wouldn't have given it back. They're not interested in this. They're interested in freedom, justice, and human rights. So why is Indian army coming? Why is this all war hysteria going on? It's because the Indian army, the Indian government, has decided that once and for all, we must break the backbone of terrorism. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So Pakistanis from any community, Punjabi ya koi bhi hai, they should not be worried because they will not be harmed.
Enough
this
of
is the greatest time in the struggle of Baloch independence and POJK to get freedom from Pakistan, that India is coming to free them.
Years of struggle and the culmination time has finally come. I would again ask you, do you see Pak now disintegrating into 5 different or maybe even more? That's probably Balochistan, then Hindustan. What exactly? And tell me, what's the mood there in London? You are in London. How are people reading this at the situation here in India?
To answer the first part of your question, it's not about how long do I think that it will take for Pakistan to disintegrate, or should it disintegrate or not. The question is, the time for Pakistan's disintegration is long overdue. It's long overdue. Now, the objective conditions are there, but the subjective factor is missing. And the subjective factor was the willingness of Indian government to send in troops to liberate
Balochistan.
former North Indian people. They are Indians. They are no part of North India, isn't it? हैं तो सारे हिंदुस्तानी।
Correct.
70 साल से एक और पासपोर्ट लिया तो उसका मतलब ये तो नहीं है कि आप हिंदुस्तानी नहीं रहे। To answer the second part is, obviously, there was a protest at Pakistan embassy as well
Yes.
by the Indian community. And you must have seen the visuals of the military attaché who came out with Abhinandan's photograph.
Yes.
And he was going like this. He was going like this towards the Indian protesters.
The slit throat.
Can you believe it? Who selected this kind of fool to be a diplomat even? Who's come publicly, he's saying that we are going to slit your throats. This is the mindset of Pakistan, even in their foreign service. But the mood was very angry. People are angry. People want Indian community, Sikh community, Indian community, and we want, they want revenge, basically. Now the Pakistani community is ashamed of themselves. Because wherever they go, shops or restaurants or even in a taxi, the taxi driver will, first question is, they will ask you that, where are you from? And then you say you are from Pakistan or India or Saudi Arabia or wherever. And if you say you're from Pakistan or India, the next thing they start talking about is Pahalgam and condemn that. So most of the Pakistanis have to face this. They have to, they are like suddenly become the whole Pakistani community and overseas has become like answerable to this crime against humanity committed by Pakistan in Pahalgam. So वो शर्मिंदा है सब, कुछ कंडेम कर रहे हैं, कुछ चुप हैं, कुछ कहते हैं अच्छा हुआ है, लेकिन टेंशन बहुत है। और अगर वॉर होती है तो साउथ ऑल हो गया, places like South All, places like Manchester, Bradford, Leicester, for instance, big Hindu community there, Indian. So we might see riots there as well, or clashes between Pakistanis and Indian Hindus or Sikhs. We might see that as well.
Dr. Mirza, this probably is definitely India's response that is much awaited, like is huge anticipation building all across India. And we are witnessing or we are tracking whatever is happening in Balochistan right now, and how Pakistani army and soldiers are actually fleeing from the ground. And this probably is a time that all the forces who are anti-terror, who actually want Pakistan to be brought to justice, should unite. Tell me, is there, like, it's for the first time entire Pakistan is isolated. We used to hear words like restrain, let dialogues come into play. The world stands and is actually saying that no, enough is enough and India should respond. India has all the right to respond. So how do you see that, like that being a factor now?
Well, I think the biggest support has come from J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States of America. And that statement in support of India regarding Pahalgam has, I think, it has laid the foundation for international foreign diplomacy vis-a-vis India-Pakistan. It's clear cut. He did not mince his words, and I respect him for that. Number one. Number two, Pakistan's foreign minister, who also happens to be the vice prime minister of Pakistan, Ishaq Dar, has called his Somalian counterpart.
Yeah.
Laughable.
Laughable.
You believe it? But if the situation, अगर आप सोमालिया को ये सूरत आ गई है कि आपको सोमालिया की मदद चाहिए, then it is better that you lay down your arms, यार अब अपने आप को और शर्मिंदा क्यों कर रहे हो आप लोग? छोड़ दो, बस नहीं है हो रहा आपसे, मान जाओ. लेकिन वो सोमालिया के counterpart को he phoned him and he said that, we want you to be on board and this and that and nobody is willing, because everybody has been affected with this poisonous atmosphere of hate that Pakistan has cultivated across the globe against India. People are fed up. People don't want to listen to this, cock and bull story about Kashmir and this and that and Islam and Hinduism. Ye kar raha hai. People have first-hand experience of Hindus across the world.
And if you see
A silent community, a quiet community that keeps to themselves and that are known as people are educated. जैसे ही सड़क पे मैं चल रहा होता ना तो कोई मुझे लगता है ऐसे तो मैं पूछता हूँ इंडिया से हो कहता है हाँ जी स्टूडेंट हो हाँ जी आईटी के हाँ जी तो सारा यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट जो आया हुआ है वो टेक्नोलॉजी पढ़ने की आप यू विल नॉट फाइंड एन इंडियन टैक्सी ड्राइवर मे बी सिक बट नॉट एन इंडियन टैक्सी ड्राइवर यंग टैक्सी बुढ़े हैं थोड़े पुराने वक्तों के यंग टैक्सी ड्राइवर in UK, but you will find every other second taxi driver in UK is from Pakistan.
Yeah.
You will find people working in the kitchen like kitchen porters and this and that, and they are from Pakistan. And then in the front, in the front of the restaurant, you ask, "Kahan se ho aap?" "Sir, main India se hu." "Acha, student ho?" "Haan, sir." The students, they are working part-time in restaurants as waiters and waitresses or in shops, but they are waiting to earn a bit of extra pocket money. It's not that they are economically starved and they have fled India and, they want to, वो स्टूडेंट हैं सब यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट है यहाँ पे मुकाबला हो रहा है there's a competition चाइना एंड इंडिया
Correct.
तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज में यही दो फॉरेन ग्रुप्स जो है डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं इस वक्त बाकी इक्का दुक्का कोई अमेरिका से कोई दो एक पाकिस्तान से कोई बांग्लादेश से कोई एक श्रीलंका से लेकिन in thousands they are Indians and in thousands they are Chinese who dominate British universities now and likewise in other countries as well.
Dr. Mirza, I have heard that your Urdu is absolutely amazing. Probably I would like you to end with a couplet, something that actually fits the situation.
Now you put me on the spotlight.
Yes.
Couplet.
Yes.
फैज साहब का है कि हम देखेंगे लाजिम है कि हम भी देखेंगे वो दिन के जिसका वादा है जो लौह अज़ल में लिखा है इतना बहुत
Thank you, Dr. Mirza. Thank you. It was pleasure talking to you, and I'm hoping that India will strike soon, and the time for an independent Balochistan and probably 3-4 different countries come now, right now. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind.